Hey everybody, this is Brett and I'm using a bunch of different tools today and I want to show you how I'm integrating some of these new tools that I've added to my Batman belt. So I've been working with CoSchedule. It's an editorial calendar for WordPress, and I've been working with Drag and Dictate on my Mac to transcribe things that I'm writing, and I've been working with the Divi theme on my own website to custom build layouts for every single page and post on my site so that they kind of fit and get tuned in everywhere. So today I've got a couple different things. I want to show you kind of a full range of how I'm putting these things together sort of on the fly. But right here you see my editorial calendar. This is for my website at Soft Do It. And as I come down to the week of August 1st, this is a Monday. Today is August 1st as I'm making this video. And I have a number of different social media posts that are going out. And I have a couple different blog articles as well. One is a work-related blog article that's in my calendar, and another is a personal one on a personal blog website. So today I've got covered with articles, or I'm set for today. But as I look at the rest of the week, it's looking pretty sparse and barren. I've got a bunch of tweets that are going out on Tuesday, but I've got no blog articles for the rest of the week. So today, in my spare time, I took about 20 or 25 minutes with Dragon Naturally Speaking, and I wrote up a whole mess of blog articles. And I kind of used the same theme. My daughter stopping by to say hello. Say hi, Maya.
Hi.
And so I basically did a rough draft of these articles. This would be a title for one, and I kind of was going on along a similar theme, planning out my week for this upcoming week, the things I'm going to be working on each day, and talking about the things that I'm going to be working on. And so here are my titles for each one of these. I wrote about 1,900 words, and it took me, it took me about 20-25 minutes working with Drag and Dictate. These will need to be edited, and they'll need to be, there's going to need to be some layout work done in Divi, because I don't go with just straight blog articles anymore. I work with layouts and add all sorts of information. And I'm just kind of putting in the title so that you can see where the breaks are on each of these. So what I want to do is I want to use CoSchedule to schedule when these are going to go into my WordPress site, save that as a draft, and then go into Divi and start to edit these articles and lay them out. So that's what this video is going to show. So here's the first one, talking about working with resume templates in WordPress. That's with the Divi theme. So I'm going to go back to my site. I'm in this CoSchedule editorial calendar. By the way, they offer a 14-day free trial. You can check out my free invite code if you like, and that I think saves me 10% off of my own monthly expenses with the service. It's relatively affordable, and I've been using it now for a couple weeks, and I really, really like it. So as I'm in here, this is in WordPress. It's a plugin running here. They also offer a separate web version of this as well if you want to work through their site. So as I come in here, I want to go to the right item because I want to create some new content. In this case, I could choose content or I could choose blog post. I'll go with blog post. I'm going to enter the title. So there's my title, and I want to continue. Now, this isn't going to initially look like a normal WordPress post because I'm running it through the editorial calendar. This would be extra helpful too if I had a whole team of people writing for me. I could create some tasks on who needs to do what, and also kind of set this up. So I can come in here, I can pick my categories. I don't want this to be in the announcement section. I do want this to go into client tips. This is talking about building a resume template in WordPress, so a page that looks sort of like a resume that sort of used to show off a portfolio or something along those lines. And this is also a WordPress tip, so I'm going to give this 2 categories. I don't always do that, and I don't always recommend 2 categories, but in this particular case, that's what I'm going to do. And knowing that my calendar is full for tomorrow, or for today, the 1st, I'm going to schedule this for the 2nd, and I'm going to leave that default time in of 2:14 at the moment, and go from there. Now at this point, I can also pick out some of my social media scheduling, the campaign that I'll use for this. And I'm going to go with a 6-month queue for blog post on tools. It's just a description that I came up with. Essentially, this is going to create social media posts for the next 6 months. And it's starting to pull those up. And This will start to show some of the things that I've got. This is a rough sketch, so it's going to pull in a title eventually and a permalink to the article that has not been created yet, and then it will post this out to a number of different places, from LinkedIn to Pinterest, and then over time I'm going to publish it a second or third time with slightly different text for each week afterwards, for the first week afterwards that is, and then I'm going to go once a month up till 6 months later. That way this article can live and breathe, and as I take on feedback, I can get some more information. Now later I will be customizing these tweets that I'm scheduling in these G+ posts. They won't be quite this generic, but I did want to show you the template and the structure of this. From my perspective, this helps remind me to do something, and if I forget, it's going to do something, which helps as well. So at this point, I want to come down and I want to apply the template. And there we go, that's cooking. I could come over and set tasks at this point if I wanted to, and I could go in and I could start editing in WordPress. In this case, I want to do that because I want to get the content that I have worked in there. I'm going to come back and hit this draft later. So I'll go back to my page where I have my content, and I've got a few paragraphs of text here. Now I could paste it right in. Oops. How did this light box? Oh, I didn't want that. I hit the wrong button. Let's just escape. Page was still loading, and I clicked on a button that I didn't need to click on. So I'm going to load the text in. At this point, I could put it right into the WordPress visual editor if I wanted to. Or if I want, I could convert it into the Divi builder. That is what I want to do. So I'm going to hit that button. What's going on here? It's going a little... There we go. All right. And this launches the Divi builder where I can create all sorts of different sections and add more content later. I'm going to save that draft. Oh, and I'll point out that my social media campaign is right down here. It's ready to go as well. And the pink is there to remind me that I need to pay my fee. If I don't pay it, then those items in the pink won't be able to be sent out. And that's something I'm going to do in just a little bit. So there we have it. Looks like my one of my categories didn't work its way through all the way, so I'm going to double check to make sure all my items are in there. And this is going to have a few tags as well. Resume templates, Divi themes, Divi page layouts, portfolio, styles, be a handful of tags there that we'll add in. And don't want that to go out on the first, sending that out in the second. Save draft. And my draft is ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to go through the others a little bit faster this next go around. So I'm going to come back to my calendar. That was the walkthrough. And as these things go with the video on the fly, sometimes you run into things that you don't expect. I will point out that after putting that in, I can now see that my blog article adds to that next day, and I have a whole bunch more tweets and social media, Pinterest, Google+, Facebook, LinkedIn, Facebook page that are lined up to go. So next I need something for the third. In this case, you'll notice as I hover in the third, there's a little writing box there, so I can quickly create a blog post there. I can go back to my content where I wrote a whole bunch of stuff up with Dragon. Copy my title. By the way, I've been going with longer titles on purpose lately. I'm going to reorder this one just a bit. Going with the more conversational title in general. It's just a writing style that I'm purposefully going for here. And pick my author. In this case, I'm going to talk about blog tools. I'm talking about MailChimp in particular. And it's already got the date for the 3rd. I'm going to bump that time frame up to 3. Again, I'm going to hit 6-month queue. So this is the same template as the last one. Scroll down and apply that template. Okay. See, that's all good. And this time I'm just going to save it right here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit this checkbox up here to save that post. And now we can see that one in our calendar. Going to the next one real quick. I'll come back for that content later. Just an alternate workflow. Again, I do like putting that question second. Get to the juicy stuff first. Ask the question after the fact. Pick myself as the author. This one's talking about CoSchedule itself. Client tips. I pick my template. 6-month queue. Once again, that's my default. I use a 3-month template for personal blog articles, which is a little different. It doesn't hit all the same things. I don't send my personal blog articles off to LinkedIn, just as an example. It's tuned just a little differently. So I've got that one saved. I'm also going to bump that time, stagger it just a little bit to 4 p.m. Save it. And I'm going to rinse and repeat. So that was 4th. Now we're getting to Friday. So I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday covered. Move my question till the end. Oops. Accidentally deleted it. Let's try that again. Hit continue. Pick myself as an author. And you kind of get the idea here. Put that under WordPress tips. And this one, since it's a Friday, I'm going to put that just after lunch, because people might be gone later in the afternoon. Go with the 6-month again. Same day as publish on the one hand. I'm going to change one of these though. This is going out on a Friday, and I have a part of the template is to show this also in Twitter the day after. I'm going to bump that to the Monday after. So I want to change the time on this one to, we'll go 2 days after the publish. Actually, no, we'll go 3 days. Shooting for Monday. Okay. And I'm going to change, since it's not the day after anymore, I'll call it last Friday. Just a small tweak to that particular one. And then we'll come down and we'll apply our template. Everything's loaded in. Looks good. Hit save. And I think I've got one more to go. Oh no, 2 more. I wrote a lot. Okay, so that was, at this point, what was that title again? Building better proposals. That does not sound like a good topic for a weekend article. So I'm going to scroll down or scroll over to the next month and shoot for the 9th. Make sure I got my days straight. Oops. Did I miss that? Where'd it go? Let's do the 7th. Ah, there it is. Yeah, there. Actually, August 8th is what I'm shooting for. And there's nothing content-wise going on the 8th on Monday. So I definitely need something there. Wow, I'm really getting far ahead at this point. I'm impressed with myself. Can't remember the last time I had so many articles scheduled out this far in advance. Especially 5 days a week worth of articles. I've done 2 or 3 at times. Even when I've written a lot, I just wasn't always able to get them scheduled. Sometimes I just like publish 4 or 5 in the same day, and then I'd have 2 weeks of nothing. So really happy about this. We're going to put this one under business tools. We're talking about proposals on this one. Change that title again. Pick my next, wrong author. And let's go. Let's go just before lunch. Catch some people that are bored at work and want to take an early lunch on Monday, knowing that my social campaigns will pick up the slack later in the afternoon. Apply the template. Okay, template applied. Save that one. Okay, I believe we've got 2 more to go. Rapidly writing blog articles for my publishing schedule. That's me. That's what I'm doing. That's where this video is going to go as well. So hit blog post. Continue. Notice I forgot to move my question, so I still can change that after the fact. Put the word video at the beginning there. Put that in my Dragon Naturally Speaking category. And put it under blog tools as well. Author. You get the idea. Template applied. Now, you probably noticed that it takes a little while for this template to load in. I would love just to check a box at this point and speed this along. It's kind of the way the system works. I really like the visual of it, especially when I'm learning it. I'm finding now as I get going with it, really understand it pretty well, or feel like I understand it. Maybe I'm dangerous that way. I'm not so sure that I need that quite as much. Let me double check my calendar. I think I want this one for the 10th. I may have clicked the wrong date. So we'll save that. Double check. Oh, nope. Now, okay, so I meant to put that on the 9th, but it went on the 10th. So I'm just going to drag this over to the 9th. Now, and all my social media posts that were scheduled to go same day went the same day, and they all moved over there too. Isn't that pretty cool? So now I'm getting back to my article for the 10th. I'm almost done with this. You've definitely gotten the idea at this point. Oh, actually, that's my last one, so I am done. So I just hit cancel. And at this point, I can go back and put all that content into each one of those articles. And I have content filling up the next week and a half worth of my items. And this, a lot of these, they trigger tweets and messages on Google Plus and on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn on into the future. So my calendar and schedule for my activity on Twitter and everywhere else starts to fill up. I've got a lot more to do, but this goes up 6 months into the future, and you can see as I get faster and faster at generating content, my social media calendar is filling up. I'm getting things covered and sharing useful content, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully this total workflow kind of thing and it gives you some ideas. This is a work in progress for me, so I'd love to hear from any of you if you've got better ways to do this or approach this, alternative tools. I'm always looking for a better tool. These are some cool tools and definitely are working for me right now where I am at this stage in my evolution. If you got something better, love to see it.